Hi, my name is James, and today we're going to be looking at sticky header functionality, how we're going to implement this using Axure RP. Let me just show you what I mean by sticky header. You know, some website nowadays, when you try to scroll down, like this website, oneshopmarket.com, when you scroll down, you see that headers are always on display. They are always showing it's pinned to the browser header. So when you scroll down, the header doesn't disappear. A similar site like Flipper as well, if you scroll down, the header stays. Some website, the header does not stay. Let us look at one which their headers might not be staying. Which site can I think of now? Let me look at one of these. Yeah, if you look at this site, the header is gone. So even when user want to maybe request for a free quote, they can't do that. And the advantage that a sticky header has is when your user scroll down your page, you always have the opportunity for that user to interact with the functionality and the menu you have on the header. So the user can still log in, the user can still click for a live chat, they can still check if they have something on in their basket, and like here, user can still search regardless of the position of the screen where they are. They can search for an item and things like that. And like Flipper, they can always log in, sign up, and start selling, because you want to display to your user the core function or the services that you provide on your website. And even if you have good website, you have good product there, you don't necessarily want to miss that opportunity for your user to log in and for them to sign up or for them to start selling. And if you look at this page, there is nothing like start selling apart from bottom pages. So it's very good for you to have the sticky header, and it's a good practice generally. I do that most of the time for any prototype that I'm working on. Unlike this site, yeah, they've got good thing they offer, but at the same time, no sticky header. So how do I even request for a quote? How do I probably contact them, except I have to scroll down to the bottom? And that is just too not nice at all. In terms of design, it's not a good way of designing your own page. You want to have as much conversion as possible within your own page. So today we're going to be looking at how this can be done using Axure RP. It's a simple technique, and you don't really need a complicated way to do it. So before we get started, let's launch our Axure RP. Firstly, we're going to take our rectangle widget. Let's just call it, let's just give this, let's make it, let's 9. You can call it any width we want to. So let us just say 1000, and let's say this is 70. Let's say this 70. All right, let's just give it a color, and let's remove the border to tidy things up. Okay, so we have this header, what we're going to use as our header. Now, because we're going to be having lots, because I will need to show you how the sticky header works, I'll just drop another rectangle here. This could be anything. It could be your body section of your page, like if you're designing a website, you have the header, the body, and then you have the footer area. So I'm just gonna draw this and put this here. So this is what we have now, and I'm going to remove this header. Let's give this maybe gray as well, yeah, so that we know we can distinguish them properly. So now this is what we're going to do next. Let's try and save it. Sticky header. Once we have this sticky header, then we can So what we're going to look at next is, let's assume this is the body. So I'm just going to put a text here and say body. And let's put another rectangle widget here. And we're just going to call this, we're just going to call this footer. So let's put this and say footer. Yeah, normally this will be the structure of any website. You have the header, let me put this here and say header. You have the body and you have the footer. The body will have all your content, and it can be as long, you can be 2 column, 3 column, 1 column, just 1 column. So anyhow you want to do it, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, depends on your requirement. So let's just say this is the header, and let's save that. So the next thing we're going to do is to implement this sticky header. We need to make use of dynamic panel. So we're going to right click this and we're going to say convert to dynamic panel. Let's just give this a name, which is header at the widget manager. You can, so that when we manipulating that, we know what that dynamic panel is called. So header. So once we've done that, let's go to the state and let's just grab this. Let's copy this. So I'll teach you a trick. Now, so many people might say you need to use image, so you go to Photoshop and design something. You don't really need that. Let's look at Paint. Let's go to Paint on our system. If you have Paint, you can use that. What we've copied, let's just paste it here. Now, once we paste that here, so once we have that, we have we've pasted the header that we copied from Axure into Paint. So we can just save this because we're going to be using this for our, let me just save it anyway on this folder. Let me just say sticky header, yeah, image. So we've saved that on our desktop. You can save it anywhere. So we have this now. So what we need to do next is, because this is a dynamic panel, we're going to have to add a back image. So we're going to import a back image. The reason why we're importing this back image is so that without having a widget at all, we can use that image as our header. So we're going to get this image that we created. We have it here, sticky header, and we're going to put that there. So next thing we need to do is the horizontal alignment. We center that and we centralize this, and also we need to repeat it to stretch to cover. Stretch to cover meaning it covers this area that we've defined, and once we do that, it's just going to be that area. It's not going to cover the entire page, meaning the height is going to be limited, and the width, yeah, we can manipulate that within the section as well. Once we've done that, we can close this state and go back to our normal home page. Once we do that, because we've converted to dynamic panel, we can manipulate it to have a sticky header. So what we need to do is, I don't like this feature content, and we need to remove this scroll bar, make it as none. And the next thing we need to do is, you see this pin to browser thing? Before we do that, we need to check this 100 wide browser only. The reason why we are doing 100% wide browser only is because we want this header to fill the whole screen, the whole width of the screen, not the length, the width of the screen, how wide it's going to be. It's going to 100%. So regardless of the screen you are using, whether it's a small screen, a mobile, a tablet, or desktop, or big desktop computer, you're still going to have the same full screen width header. Now, for us to achieve the sticky header thing, we need to go to the pane browser under the widget properties and style, and we need to say click on this pane to browser. We check this box, pane to browser, we center that, and the horizontal we center it, and the vertical we make it top, and we say keep in front of browser. We check that. The reason why we are doing that is so that anything we scroll will go underneath the header, and the header still remains on top at every point. So we click that. Let's save it. So let's preview this project now. If I preview this project now, hitting the preview button, whoop, you can see it's there, full screen. Now let me show you, if we remove this 100% and we save it and we refresh this page, it's half screen. Now what we need to do, before I forget, we need to center our design. So let's page align our design. We say browser only, centralize, horizontal, center, and center. Yep, so we have that. So once we're done, let us preview it again. Everything is centralized, but you can see there's still white space around here. There is white space around here as well. So we want to make sure that everything is in order. The sticky header is working, and also we have the full width header as well. So this is what we're going to do next. We're going to now change it back to 100% width, and we're going to have that, and let's, oh, yep. So you can see you can implement this sticky header, and you can add your menu here, you can add your logo. So let me just make it a bit plainer. Let's assume this is a logo, this image placeholder anyway. So let's just assume there is a logo. It's sometimes normally very small. So let's say this is a logo, and let's say we have a menu one. Let's make this 16, and I'm not gonna format it. I'll just, like I said, it's just a sample. So yeah, so we have this now, and let's say this is another menu, and let's say this is another menu. Yeah, sometimes you normally have 3 or 4 menus, so let's add a button here instead of this, and we can, sometimes you can say sign up button. We can have sign up button here. Like I said, this is just a sample, so I'm not really formatting them properly as I would if I'm doing it for a real project. So now we have that, and yep. So let's remove this border thing. Okay, so we have this menu 1, menu 2, and menu 3. So this could be about us, contact us, how it works, anything you want to add to it, login and menu. So yeah, whatever you want to do, it's basically up to you. You don't necessarily have to follow any rules. So this is it. So let's group this together, and let's make sure they are aligned. Group them together as well, and let's make sure everything is well aligned. Yep, perfect. So now let's preview our project again, and if we preview it, we can say, okay, I know why we can say it, because we're putting it under the, let's go to our state, and let's put it here. Now another thing, because we've used the back image and stretched the cover, even if I remove this rectangle widget, you'll see that the image, the back image of the dynamic panel has been filled with the image that we imported, that we saved on Paint, and that is the idea. But the reason why I like to keep it is because when I need to make sure that this widget, they are all in a proper position, I still like to keep the same color of it. So I'll just leave it now, but you can remove it if you like. So we do that, and you can see it's there. The menu are there, and sometimes if you want to have your menu at the far right corner and the menu at the far left corner, you want to have it like what we've done basically is something like this. Is at the center. I'll show you. Okay, this is our website, uxshape.com. I'll show you if you want to have your logo at this far hand corner and you want to have your menu at this corner hand instead of having it centralized, then you can also do that, but you will need to have two separate dynamic panel, and also you will need to make sure that things are formatted properly. So let me see if I have time to quickly show you that. It's very easy, very simple, no complication at all. We need to go back to our home page and let us duplicate this dynamic panel we have. The reason why I want to do it, because we can't achieve that without using two different panels. So we're going to, let's make this very small, and let me copy this and let me put this here. So what we need to do now is to come here and put it there. So once we've done that, let's go to this state. What we need to do now is let's remove this because we already have that. And let me copy this off. Let's go back to our home page and let's click this or that dynamic panel. We need to make it, let's say, header, menu, container. We need to name them so that we actually understand where we are putting things. So let's go back here and let us remove this and let's put this here. Let's resize this back to its position and let's make sure this is in a proper position as well. All right, that's fine. So let's go to this header, logo, container, and we can go back to the state. We can remove this. We put it back to resize it to you can see this blue area. It's where you want your shape to be. Don't let it go over that area, because if you let it go over it, other things will not show. So we have this now, and we have the so let's just close this and let's close this. Let's preview our work and let's see what we have here. Okay, we still have the menu and we don't have the logo. Okay, now because we've used Paint Browser and make that front only, we're just going to probably remove that for now. Let's leave to keep the front. Let's preview that and let's see what's gonna happen. So, okay, what we need to do next is to bring this to front, and I think I'll just reduce this to very small size. Let's change this to this color so that I actually know which color I'm working with at every given time. We're going to change this color back. All right, so what we need to do now is we need to come here and say, instead of keep to front, this paint, instead of 100%, we're not going to use 100% anymore, because we just want that logo to be in the far right corner. We're just going to click Paint Browser and say left horizontal. It's still going to be at the top, and we're going to Paint to Browser. And this we're going to say right, and then we're going to say OK and remove the 100%. And this Let us refresh that. Yeah. So now you see what we've done. We've basically have this logo at this corner, and we have this menu at this corner as well. Instead of having it at a centralized position where Flip has done it, where One Shop Market have done it, we just want to, but we want to achieve this far right corner to have our logo, far left and the far right corner to have our menu links. So let's change that image to what we have. Let's go back to this header and let's change it back to, what's the blue color that I use? Okay, let's copy this color so I this exact color. Yeah. Okay, now we have this color now changed. So if we save this and go back here, now we have this sticky header. Now if we scroll up, you can realize that the body, it's not going into the header section. The header is sticky, meaning the header is not moving at all. The header is still in the position because we've practically pinned it to browser, but we still need to make sure that this footer are going underneath it. So we need to highlight, let's highlight everything and then deselect this other one. So what we need to do, we need to group this together and we need to pin to browser. We need to center it and we need to keep in front, and we save. Let's go back to our image and see how that works. The body is moving now. It's going into the browser. It's not going above the browser, and the header is good. But what is wrong with the menu basically? Okay, I think we've made a mistake here. What we need is to keep in front. We need to make sure it's right, not center, and we need to make sure it's left, not center, and we need to resize it back. So we have it. So today we've been able to learn 3 things, which is, let me drop this, which is we've been able to learn sticky header, and we've been able to learn full screen and we've been able, so we've been able to learn those things. So what we've done today is the sticky header is working now, and also the menu, it's all in this corner. It's in this corner. What we've done, if we go back to Axure, we've basically, to achieve this layout that we have, the logo at the far left corner and we have the menu at the far right corner, we have to make use of 3 different dynamic panels, and we need to name these dynamic panels so we know which one we are working with. And at the end of the day, we need to highlight everything and pin them to separate how we want everything to appear in different section. I hope you've been able to learn something very, very simple and new in this tutorial, and I hope to see you at my next tutorial. We're going to be looking at pop-up model, pop-up model box, and I'll show you what I mean by that on our next tutorial. Let's increase this and let's test the sticky header again to see how far it can go. If you scroll down, you can see it's going up, it's going into the header, and the header is on top above all of that content, and you have it sticky at the top of the page. That is why they call it sticky header. Very simple, no complicated thing, no need for Photoshop, and very effective. And you can as well utilize, if for us to have full screen body as well, it's the same concept. You take the shape to paint and you simply convert it to dynamic panel. Once you convert it to dynamic panel, you make it 100% width, and once you've made it 100% width, you import the image from paint as back image, and you align it horizontal center, vertical center, and repeat. You stretch to cover, and you have the full screen effect. Any screen at all. Even if I come now and I minimize this, you still have the full screen. If I minimize this, you still have the full screen. We still have the full screen here. But you realize that once we go to this body section, because we've not made it full screen, that is why this scroll bar is there. But for us to prevent the scroll bar, we just need to, you look at it now, there cannot be scroll bar. Once we've made this section full screen as well, then there won't be scroll bar at all. Everything will just be, as it is. I hope you've been able to enjoy this tutorial, and I'm glad that you've learned something new. Thank you for watching. If you have any question, leave it below at the comment section and I'll be glad to answer them. I will be posting some of the files as well for you to download to use as practice, so that you can also get a grasp of this simple trick in improving your prototype. Thank you for watching.